Hello everybody, and thank you for clicking on this video where today I'm going to be discussing the Stadium of Light, and specifically the hypothetical extension to the South Stand, which is being discussed quite a bit at the moment. Now, I'm not going to spend ages talking about if they should do it or if they shouldn't do it, when it's going to happen, other than to say that back in 2005, in a championship winning season, Sunderland's average attendance was 28,821. Last season, in a non-title winning championship season, the average attendance was 39,426. That's a huge difference over 20 years, and even in the League One seasons, Sunderland were averaging 32, which is higher than what they were getting in the second tier 20 years ago. So if that upward trajectory were to continue, who knows what the demand's going to be like in 10 or 20 years' time. And when you factor in other events like concerts and rugby games and anything else that could be going on at the Sol in the next few decades, it's not actually like massively beyond the realms of possibility that the extension could one day be required. Just because it's not required right now doesn't mean that it won't in the future. However, I don't want to go into that now. What I want to talk about is just what it's going to look like, because as you may well know, and some people watching this may not be aware, there is a development happening adjacent to the Stadium of Light called the Sheepfolds, which is already underway and it's looking great. However, we've hit problems. There's going to be some houses being built very, very close to the Stadium of Light, and Bob Murray, who's a former chairman and was basically the Stadium of Light, is his baby. He was the mastermind of it, and he pointed out a few weeks ago in the media that the Sheepfolds project is a threat to any potential extension to the Stadium of Light. Of course, he actually got planning permission to extend the South Stand back in like 2001, I think it was. And I think for the longest time, people just assumed, and if it happened at the time, that extension probably would have just been a mirror image of the North Stand extension. But a quarter of a century's passed, stadium design has evolved, and you're getting to a point now where you think, if they were to extend the South Stand, would they make it look the same as the North, or would they try and make it look more modern? Well, we now have the answer, because the club have lodged their objection to the Sheepfolds. On the sunderland.gov website, we now have illustrations. These are in the public domain. I'm not leaking these images. They're out there. We have these illustrations of what a potential South Stand extension may look like. And it looks very, very different to the North Stand. The corner looks very similar, it looks pretty much exactly the same, but then the actual South Stand itself, you've got this big red frame. Yeah, it's fascinating, and straight away that big red frame makes me think of Emirates Old Trafford. Looks very, very smart. So I went ahead and, using AI, I prompted AI to take these images and make a more photorealistic looking picture. So this is what ChatGPT came up with, and I think that looks really, really smart. If you're coming over Keel Crossing and you see this, it's a much more impressive look than the current South Stand. I love the Stadium of Light, I really do. The South and the East aren't the best looking of stands from the outside. This would look so much more impressive. Here's another angle of it. That looks great. I really like the fact that it looks so different to the rest of the stadium. I still love those old grounds, especially like the ones that were redeveloped in the 90s where all the stands look different. So it just adds something extra, and you can only imagine the hospitality and just the extra income that you would be able to get out of this stand. I think it looks fantastic, I really do. Here's a winter image of it, which for some reason the AI decided to remove the glass. Sunshine shot. Like I said before, it may happen, it may not, and if it does happen, we're talking years down the line. But if it were to happen, and this was the road they were going to go down design-wise, I think it looks really, really smart. I hope that we get to see it happen, and it's because the stadium is full every week and the club are doing really well. Yeah, I think it looks great. Would you like to see a different design, or would you like to see it perfectly mirror the North Stand? Comment and let me know. I'll see you next time.